Welcome to my channel. Make sure you subscribe, like and comment.
Hello guys, welcome once again to another review of Ready to Love Season 9. And today we're going to be talking about the episode 3. Today's episode was a very big eye-opener, if I would say, but anyways. Don't forget to like and comment your thoughts and opinion. Don't forget to like this video because the more you like, the more you recommend this video. Don't forget to click on the subscription button down below to subscribe for more nice and lovely content. So let's go to today's episode. So in today's episode, we finally got to see the mixing up of the first set of what should I call them, cast members, and the second set cast members. They came together in a big mixer to get to know each other. And now, when I say this mixer was mixed with a lot of things, I mean it was mixed with a lot of things because I was shaking my head by a lot of things that happened amongst the guys and the ladies. Well, let's just go ahead and talk about it.
Okay.
Firstly, let's talk about this situation between Vanessa. Is it Vanessa that's her name? Yes, Vanessa
Yeah.
and Will. Now, how did you feel about this conversation? Because I felt like he was just like there, like, oh, you're looking at me with those dreamy eyes. How am I looking at you with dreamy eyes? What eyes did you used to see that I was looking at you with dreamy eyes? I felt like he didn't come for a conversation. He just came with the kind of pickup. The pickup lines was the kind of pickup lines you guess when you're in a club. When you're in a bar. It's kind of pickup line he was giving. He wasn't giving, yes, this pickup line is a pickup line I'm gonna give when I'm talking to a classy, beautiful, elegant lady. He was giving a pickup line you just throw to somebody you see at a bar, or you're just joking. I felt it was so unserious and like disrespectful. And I understood that she was trying to smile through it because she knows that I don't want to go home. One little frown we make the guy feel insecure and be like, oh, I don't like her, she was somehow to me. And at the end of the day you might be the one going home. And I felt that was the reason why she smiled through that ordeal.
I
I don't
agree.
know if only me that felt like that.
Well, no, I agree because his conversation wasn't trying to get to know her. It was just, you know, basic. He wasn't trying to dig deep, find out who she was. You know, has she been involved in other relationships? And how did that turn out for her? And what brought her to that point right now? He wasn't trying to get to know her. He was too busy clowning her. And when he said that something about she looked like Barney, I was like, okay, he's wrong.
Yeah.
I was like, he is just so wrong. Like, what a thing to say in your interview about somebody, and you haven't even got a chance to know them. Maybe that was a jerk color that she had on, but she's still a decent woman. Get to know her.
Mhm.
So I just felt like he was just there to fill up his airtime. Because it didn't look like, I'm looking at his body language, it didn't look like he was into her. You know what I'm saying? Because a guy who's into you is gonna sit up closer to you and, lean into you. He's pulled back as she is. So I just kind of knew that wasn't gonna be a match, you know. But yeah, I just think he was just trying to fill up his little airtime,
Yeah.
because he wasn't doing the assignment.
Mm-hmm. I like I said, like we did say in last week's episode, we did say Will was childish.
Yes.
And I don't know why he's on this show. Truthfully, in my own
I
opinion,
either.
I absolutely don't understand why he is on Ready to Love. He's absolutely not ready to love.
I
He's
agree.
just here to probably have airtime, let people in TV see him, probably grow his Instagram page, probably get known or probably get advertise his business. Think any other thing apart from really getting to fall in love. That's why
Mhm.
Will is here.
Right.
Any other thing apart from getting to fall in love. That's why Will is here. That's my own opinion. And that's bullshit. Because I really do not want to be watching a show where it's called Ready to Love and I'm seeing people that are absolutely not ready to love. I don't want.
Right. I mean, I don't know what the qualifications are to get on the show. I don't know if you got to know somebody or, but I would like to see his interview, the one that he did in order to get on the
It's the
show.
audition tape.
Yes. I would love to see that. Because I bet you he is just not focused. He's probably not saying the right things, you know, but maybe they just needed to fill the void. You know what I'm saying? Or put a few jokers in place.
Hmm.
Because it's not just Will, it's a few other jokers on the show.
No, it's not only him. We're gonna talk about most of them. Most of them we got to see on the episode. So I know
Right.
he's not the only Joker on
Right.
about them. So let's go now to Jonathan. Ah, Jonathan. Jonathan was having a conversation with April and Malik. Is that her name? I hope I'm not pronouncing it wrong.
Micah?
Micah, yeah, with April and Micah. And they were asking him about, okay, what was your relationship with your ex? Do you have the feeling that your ex wants to come back to you? I do understand that he says he has the feelings that his ex wants to come back to him. And of course, I would have issues with it. This lady has two kids. Micah has two kids on her own. And
Mm-hmm.
April has been in a very bad marriage. So, of course, I understand their insecurity of wanting to be in a relationship with somebody that still has problematic ex.
Right.
No, absolutely. Body wants to be in a relationship with someone that has a problematic ex. It's one of the biggest issues in relationships.
True.
When there is an ex that is problematic, it's a problem in the marriage, it's a problem in a relationship. So
Mm-hmm.
if they are asking this question, I feel like the question they were asking was valid, but he was just insecure because, probably he has you know, some cockroaches in the cupboard that is hiding. Because that was the vibe he was giving to me. That probably there was something he was trying to hide. Because what is there? You said you felt like your ex still feels like there's something that might happen between the both of you. Okay, the question is, have you tried to, make it an understanding? Like, and you are acting like what they asking you. It's not the question you're supposed to ask. It's called ready to love. Of course, they know that most of you have kids. Of course, they know that most of you have exes. Of course, they know that most of you were married before. So, of course, if anybody wants to venture into a new relationship, I don't want to be I'm not coming out from a bad marriage to be entering into another bad marriage. I'm not coming out from a bad relationship to be entering into another bad relationship. Like they say, learn from your mistakes.
Hmm.
So I'm sure they have learned from their mistake. That is why they are trying to ask you. But his own insecure ass could not understand that and felt like they were just bombarding him. And I felt offended by him trying to, make it look as if they were bombarding him with that question. And the way he excused himself, oh, I want to go to, that was childish.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't surprised about the conversation because, yeah, you're right. That is the type of conversation that you would want to know about, you know. And maybe if he would have sat there and finished the conversation like a real man, maybe he could have asked a few questions himself, You know what I'm saying? So yeah, when you're backed in a corner, if you know you got something to hide, the first thing you're gonna do is excuse yourself, and then call it toxic, you know. So yeah, those are questions that he wasn't prepared to answer, because he don't want to make baby mama upset. You know what I'm saying? Because after the show is all over and done with, he's gonna still have baby mama over there. Especially if she's like, she feels that, hey, their relationship isn't over yet,
Mm-hmm.
you know? So, yeah, he's hiding something, and those were questions were right on.
Questions, like I said, the questions were right on point. It's a question that anybody will want to know about,
Yeah.
anybody will want to ask. But the fact is, he he just made it look as if it was like a question that should not be asked.
Yeah.
Really, that it's if you don't have it's. I would see it as a problem if you had already laid it down, but he kept on asking and asking. Well, you were not being transparent. You were not being open. You weren't.
Right. I mean, he's not trying to be open and finish a conversation. He'll start it, but if it's not going his way, he's gonna hightail it out of there. Any woman, like you said, is gonna want to know, what's the status with you and old girl. You know, I mean, because I never want to be a third wheel. And I don't need the drama. From you and yours. So those are real
Exactly.
those are real women. They need to protect their energy and who they bring around their children, who they call
Mm-hmm.
dating. you know
Exactly.
so if he doesn't understand that, which he probably doesn't because he's a male, you know so he probably doesn't understand that. He just felt like he was in the hot seat, so he was getting up out of there.
Yeah. And that gives me a reason to think that you were hiding something. You have something to hide.
Yes.
You're not being truthful. There is a hidden element in your cupboard.
Yeah. Maybe
It's,
him
it's
and the
ma-
baby's mama is together and he just went on the show just to make a quick buck.
that means that, yeah, exactly. I'm looking at him with a side of my eyes right now, Jonathan. You know, I'm looking at him with one side of my eyes. That's how I'm looking at him. But let's move forward. Now this other conversation. Oh my God. Ah, Lamar. This guy always finds a way to make me cringe in every episode. Now in this conversation, he is another problematic person. She literally answered a lot of things about herself. She told you where she went to school, the grade she had, her marriage. She was open. Then she's like, okay, fine, I want to get to know you. Don't only want to get to know me, I want to get to know you. And she's quizzing you. Although I felt like the way she was asking it was kind of like in an interview way, not even trying to act a little bit of charm, cuteness. She wasn't trying to act any cuteness and charmness. She was just like, I'm sitting for an interview, like, what was your age? What job did you do? Well, she was just like going. I was like, Mom, take a breather. Like, at least the only fault I'm gonna fault April is that she didn't try to make it a little bit cute. She made it look as if she was interrogating. She was interrogative. It was as if she was in an interview. She was interviewing him. Now, my problem with Lamar is that he's not honest. I think Lamar wants to just get all what he wants. Like, I want all of what I want without having to work hard for it.
Right.
I want this, I want that, I want that. You know, But you can't just get those things when you know that most of the people in this room are married, ex-married, ex have children, been in relationships before. They will be very guarded when they are coming to a new person because they have a lot of things to risk. They have more things to risk than just meeting someone new. So I felt like he wasn't understanding. Yeah, she might not be she might not have come about it in the right way, but her heart was in the right place. Her heart was in the right place. So I felt like he should have at least given her the answer. And when he asked her, "Who are you to make answer to for me to answer that question?" Like I felt like, what do you mean? What do you mean by that? What is who are you? Like I felt like that was disrespectful. And for me, I'm not a huge fan of Lamau.
Yeah, I agree. Lamar is very immature. He thinks that his good looks and his debonair voice can control the women, and it doesn't work like that. You know, I don't understand why he was getting so touchy. You know, this mixer is to learn each other, you know, and, you know, try and connect, but immediately he was just like, nope, nope, you're not even my type, nope, and April, you know, she doesn't have any softness to her. I can tell, she's a little prudy, you know, but regardless to her stance in her personality, it's a question. If he didn't want to answer it, he could have said, hey, you know, my relationship, it wasn't that great. That's why I'm no longer in it. And that's why I'm now, sitting across a beautiful woman trying to get to know her. See, he could have said anything to turn the conversation back. You know what I'm saying? And bring in some of her softness. Because women, sometimes we have to act masculine because our our softness is looked at as weak. So sometimes we have to use our masculinity. But it takes a special man to bring that softness back. A woman has to want to be soft for you. You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
So yeah, but I was very shocked that he turned this into like a whole argument, and then
exactly.
told her she was dismissed. Like, look, little boy, you know what I'm saying? When you could go on, you're dismissed. Like, why? Why did you have to add the extra insult to injury? He's very immature. He doesn't know how to be around real women.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think he's gonna find love. He's not gonna find a freak in the bed. You know what I'm saying? And if they are, maybe you're not who they want to be freaky with because you don't know how to approach a woman.
Mm-hmm.
You're too rough. It's like walking on jagged glass, barefoot.
Man, I didn't like him in this episode. I didn't understand the extra, like you said, the extra insult, the extra embarrassment. It did not make sense to me.
Well,
He could
he's
have
too
kept that to
sexual.
himself.
Yeah, he's too sexual. Like, you don't come on to women like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
His mind goes straight towards the sex. Like, these are not sex objects, and you get to pick your pleasure, sir. This is a wholesome TV show. You know, calm yourself down. You know. So yeah, he he's not my none of my favorites. He's definitely way at the bottom for me.
Yeah. He's on the list of men that I dislike. There's like a list of. He's on the bottom of the dislike list.
Yes,
He's on
exactly.
the he's on the bottom. Okay. Now let's move on to this date. So Alonso decided to have a double date between him and Jonathan, and he invited Koshia and Alexis. They come, the thing was going smoothly. They went to dinner, they played a game, having fun. I was like, okay, this is going well. Until they came to the conversation part. Now, talking about this conversation between Jonathan and Koshia, I didn't understand Jonathan's point of view. In short, see, now I'm still trying to understand his own point of view. She asked you a question. Okay, you take care of your companies, you take care of your family business, you're the one in charge of your family business. Said yes. Um, does it consume your time of everything you do? And like, does it take a lot of your time during the day or during the weeks? And you said yes, I think he said 6 days a week. You're right.
Right.
And she was like, wow. And he asked her, what is your love language? And she
Mhm.
said, um, quality time. He went and asked the most stupidest question I've ever asked. In short, I've never had a person ask me that kind of question before. When I've been asked what's your love language, the next question you ask me is why. What is why? I don't understand. I'm sure that's why she was confused too, because I don't think she has ever gotten that kind of response before to have love language. Because mostly when people ask what's your love language and you respond, this is my love language, people be like, oh wow, mine is, that's how people respond. Mine is this. I have never, since the day I was born into this planet Earth, I have never been with somebody or gone on a date with someone, and the person asks me, what's your love language? And I say my love language. And the next question I'm asked by the person is why. So you're asking me why that's my love language. So where do I start from?
I guess she should have gave him a book on it, or wrote an essay or something, or emailed it to him. Like quality time is quality time. Is doing things that you both enjoy. It's exploring new things. You know what I'm saying? I kind of hate that question that people are asking that now. What's your love language? Like, you know, I don't really like that question. Simply because it's a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? It's not just these 10 things. It's a lot of things. It's big things, it's medium things, and it's very small things, you know. But it seems like he just kind of caught her off guard with that. Like, she kind of drew a blank and she kind of looked at him like, are you stupid? you know. So yeah, I don't think that they were gonna be a match. It didn't seem like he was really into her.
Man, I don't like him at all. I don't. That question was the most. I don't even know where to quantify the question. I was shocked when I heard it. Like I literally had to back up. I'm like, did he just ask that?
Yeah, he should have went on to the next question, but maybe he didn't have any others.
Oh, and the fact that they will still blame the ladies for being quiet. Why, when you ask a very stupid question, what do you want me to answer you with?
Yeah, that's
What you
true.
want me? What are you expecting me to answer you with?
Yeah,
Anyway,
he wasn't really into her.
now to the second date. Alonso decided to pull Koshia for a chat soon in the same date. Now this conversation is different because I kind of understood where Alonso was coming from. He was not as obtuse as what's his name, Jonathan. He was trying to be understanding, and I loved where he was coming from. But this is the part I would now say probably there was a miscommunication from both their ends. She wasn't understanding where he was coming from. He wasn't trying to be rude, but because I think she has placed herself in a very high standard, so she did not. Uh, how would I put it? She didn't want to get played, even if he wasn't trying to play her, right? He was just
Mhm.
trying to like be like, but another part I don't like was when she was like, um, I was, I will talk to you all through the day. I would, I will say what I want to say to you all through the day until you get or understand what I mean. That part I didn't get, because why would you continuously repeat something all through the day just because you feel like the person is not getting what you're meaning? That can be very frustrating and annoying. And so if she's this kind of person, it's not nice. And for her to be saying it out so proudly, I believe that that's her attitude.
Mhm.
That's her attitude. So I felt like in this conversation was different from her Jonathan's conversation, because I felt like she was not even trying to understand where he was coming from, and she just like, when he was like, so if you don't get your way, everything you say is what's supposed to be done. If you don't get your way, and she was like, yeah, I'm the baby, and I'm like, no, that's not how things are supposed to be done. You mustn't get your way all the time, because sometimes you might be wrong. So the way she said things and the way she replied to things in this conversation, I felt a certain way about some of her response, but I also do understand where she was coming from. I don't know if you felt different from how I felt.
Well, didn't what's his name? Alonzo. Didn't he say something about that she liked to be choked or spanked?
No, it's not her.
Oh, okay.
He didn't
Okay.
say anything like that.
Okay, so he was the one talking about the pregnancy scare. If we had a
Yeah,
pregnancy scare.
yeah.
Yeah. You know, it was just an odd conversation that they were having because I didn't understand where the conversation was gonna go. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, she looks like um Koshia. She looks like she's definitely taking a stance. I don't know if it's from past relationships or, she was definitely on the defense. Like she's tired of it. She's tired of the way he's coming towards her. She's tired of the questions, you know. And yeah, he seemed like he was, you know, joking. He seems like he jokes a lot,
Yeah,
you
I
know.
think he was trying to lighten the mood, like I like
Right,
let's just understand how things are. That's why I said I feel like the first thing I said was like felt like there was a miscommunication from the both ends. She
right,
was misunderstanding what he was saying, and he was like misunderstanding. So the communication was not really flowing on, you know.
right. It
That's
was
that's why I
off.
said first.
Right. The conversation was just basically off on both ends.
Mm-hmm. So she did not understand the joke he was trying to make, or probably the joke was just too silly for her when he said the pregnancy scare stuff and everything. But when he was mostly trying to say, okay, what will you do? Like when she was like, what was he even talking about? Like I've forgotten the part he talked about. But anyway, at the end of the day, I felt like there was just a very strong miscommunication going on between them. But I also felt that Kosha, I don't know whether she had this conversation after having the conversation with Jonathan. That could could also be an addition to it. From Jonathan's conversation, she was already uptight.
Right.
Yeah. So probably she also came here with that energy and she didn't just know how to let go of it.
Mm-hmm.
It might also be that in her defense.
Yeah.
Probably she came with the energy from having that conversation with Jonathan. Because I myself too, if I did have that kind of conversation with Jonathan and I'm talking to somebody else, I might not be as receptive as I would have been if I was fresh-headed. So probably this conversation happened after Jonathan's conversation, which I will understand her reaction, because you can't have that
Mhm.
kind of conversation you have with Jonathan and like you'll be upset.
Right.
You'll be pissed off.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna give her that grace and let's see how it's gonna play out. Probably in next week episode we'll find out whether she's just too uptight or she's just too proud of herself, or I don't know. Or maybe she thinks that she's better than a lot of them. It might also be that. So
Yeah.
probably next week's episode we might find out. Probably that's just her attitude and she has character flaws that we might not really like. So probably we're gonna find out.
Mm. Well, can't wait to watch out.
Now the next date we had this date between Lamau. Anytime I see Lamau on my screen, we had Lamau, Jonathan. No, I said Lamau, Jonathan. We had Lamau, Vanessa, Patrice, and Williams. They decided to go on a double date. And this conversation happened between Lamau and Patrice. My God. Patrice is a better me. I'm telling you. Patrice is a better me. Because how did the conversation go from this painting we did well to, oh, but okay, the conversation went from after doing the painting stuff, and she was like, I like this, this is like, I love this, like quality time.
Mhm.
And he was like, oh, that's quality time to you, and he was like, that's not quality time to me. I was like, okay, fine, let me find out what. I was like, I was attentive, like, okay, what's his own version of quality time? And he said, when I have my hand on your body, if I can take this pain, then I was like, how did it go from there to there? From there to there? That doesn't make sense. And you could literally see that she was shocked by that statement. And she was like a little bit like, I'm looking at you one way, but she was still trying to, of course, the guys are the ones putting them up who to go
Mhm.
home. So every girl is trying to be, let me put up a brave face so that they won't say I am,
I'm the
this
one.
certain way and send me home. You get. So she's still trying to laugh through it. And he asked her, okay, what is your core values? And she said, I love a God-fearing man, a man that loves God and whatnot. And again, from I love a man that loves God. He took it back to touching your body. I'm like, how do you fucking go from loving God to touching your body? And he said, oh, God approves of it. Oh my God. I said it then and there. I said the only thing that Lamau came to this show for is to get a sexual partner.
I agree. I agree.
The only thing he came here is to satisfy his urges.
Yeah.
Probably he was no longer getting from the streets, from the clubs, from the bar, or maybe he wanted to, experiment, try a new population. Because I don't know why you will come on the national TV, right? And be this man. I don't think we've seen this kind of sexuality. Like even last season, this guy that was into the BDSM stuff was not as bad as him. This
No.
one,
What was his name? Marvin.
Marvin.
Yeah. Okay.
Hi, Miss Mermaid. Miss Mermaid said, this man literally made me cut off the episode. He has zero self-awareness. Oh my god. I
Yeah.
was like, How do you go from God? I could understand going from, okay, my quality time is this, and you are demonstrating what your quality time is, right? But how do you go God, from God to placing your hands on a woman, and you're like, God approves? Like, damn.
Yeah, I think I would have kind of moved away from him because I probably would have thought lightning was about to hit his butt simply because you're going to talk about God and adultery, you know, uh, in the same sentence, or lust, because that's lust, because it's not adultery, it's lust, all in the same sentence without taking a breath. Wow. His mind is in the gutter. He's there straight for a hookup, you know, and that's disgusting. That's creepy. I wouldn't have an enjoyable time talking to him because we would have nothing in common. You know, I mean, those are intimate conversations that you have with somebody once you're courting and dating a person, not when you're getting to know
Mhm.
a person. Like, ugh, you know. So it was disrespectful, and like I said, he is just not one of my favorite people, but I feel that Patrice handled it pretty good. She handled it
Yes, that I
really,
think that
really
is where
well.
I think that's now the difference between Patrice and April.
Mhm.
Patrice knows how to handle herself better in uncomfortable situation and still present herself as, yeah,
So,
I could be cute.
yeah.
So I feel that's the difference between Patrice and April.
Mhm.
April doesn't know how to present herself nicely, even in a bad situation.
Right.
She will let you know there and there. And I also think for Koshia too, I don't think they know how to present themselves nicely whenever things are not going their way, or you say something that they don't like.
Right. Oh,
Feel that way. Now the next conversation was happening. I kind of loved this conversation. Like it was cool, calm. I think they're suited for the both of for each other, you know, with their kind of values. But you know what pissed me off is that I didn't get to see this conversation to the end.
yeah.
He
Yeah.
was just about to say, I love a woman that the last sentence I heard from him is, I love a woman that is supportive because we have our jobs are both unconventional. And that was all.
Yeah, I think they cut it short for what reason, I don't know, but
No,
I
they didn't
yeah,
cut it short. This guy, this man,
he,
this
he interrupted.
he did interrupt them.
Yeah.
He just came. Excuse
Yeah.
me. Can I get this one? Read the room, my guy.
Yeah.
Read the effing room. You came somewhere. You saw them in deep conversations. She didn't have a face like she was disgusted or she was ready to run. She was really enjoying that conversation.
Yeah.
And you just came in there. Excuse me, can I get her? You know what pissed me off more? It's not even him taking her. It's the fact that he never had any reasonable conversation with her.
Yeah, he wasn't really
The
interested.
conversation he later had with her was, I was like, man, no, get her back to William. Miss Mohammed said, low, strike number 5. So you've been counting his strikes. Oh my God.
Yeah, he
Man,
just he
I was
inserted
so,
himself in a situation that he should have even been in. You know what I'm saying? Because we didn't get to
I
see them, you know, we didn't get to see William and Vanessa, trying to
Yeah,
make a love connection. I mean, if I could say cock blocker, cock blocker.
yeah, that was what he was.
Jeez. Yeah. He is just not my favorite person. But I guess after he got through talking to Patrice and the way that conversation went, I guess he didn't have nobody else to talk to. So he was like, nope, I'm about to do this right now. Yeah, like go sit down somewhere. He's
Hmm.
just too much. He's busy and he's just too much.
Like
And I'm not
I,
saying too much to handle. I'm just saying
I
he's
was,
just
I was like, man, okay, what was the conversation you had with her? Oh, oh, the last time we had conversation, you say you're not free. I don't like you. Oh, can you just like scream? What is she screaming for? If I ask you to scream, can you scream? What the hell is she screaming for?
I don't know. If she would have did it, he
Make
would
her
have.
scream.
Yeah, but if she would have did it, he probably would have tried to turn it into something sexual. You know what I'm saying? So she did the right thing.
She felt so uncomfortable in this conversation. And
Yeah,
like I said, all these ladies were trying to act cute in an uncomfortable position because I'm pretty sure if it was the ladies' choice that they could send someone home, most of them would have acted differently.
right.
But
I'm
because the
pretty
guys
sure.
had the opportunity, all of them were acting, trying to act cute in an uncomfortable situation. Because what is scream? Scream! What am I screaming for? What are you using my scream for? What do you want to use my scream? What are you going to derive from me screaming?
Yeah,
This guy has an
he's
issue.
creepy. Yeah, he's creepy.
Very creepy. He has a deep rooted issue. And I don't think he's supposed to be in issue. He's supposed to probably be in therapy. Because what is, oh, I want you to be spontaneous. And when you hear his own spontaneity, you'll be like, is this what spontaneous meant? When they said we should be spontaneous, was this the meaning?
I don't know. All his conversations have been bad. I mean, everything. Every woman he's talked to, he has said something offensive or out of line, or you know,
Felt so pissed off. Like, why did you cut? If you know you were going to say things that are very stupid and things that did not make sense, why did you cut off the conversation? If you didn't cut off that conversation with William and Vanessa, I would have been happy. But you cut off that conversation just for me to hear this rubbish.
yeah, I don't get
Make it
that
make
man.
sense.
Yeah, I don't get that man at all.
It didn't make sense to me, and I felt so pissed off. I felt, oh, because I really wanted to see that conversation go successful between Williams and Vanessa. I wanted to see where it was going. I wanted to see whether they could or can have a good connection. Really, I wanted to know whether William and Vanessa could work out. But he spoiled that. He
Yeah,
spoils
well,
it.
hopefully they'll be able to talk again, without the interruption of Lamar.
I'll
You
be
know,
grateful.
yeah.
I'll be grateful if next week, since it's the lady's choice, he's the one that is going home. I will be so grateful.
Oh, yeah. It's his time.
I'll be so grateful. uh, oh my God. Moving next to this date, this wonderful date that I did enjoy and I loved. um, what's his name again? Patrice and I forgot his name.
LaRon? Was it LaRon?
Laurent. Now, this date started off nicely. I thought it was gonna be perfect.
Mm-hmm.
He was asking, what's your I think the assignment that Tommy gave them was to know the women's um love language, you know. So
Right.
he asked her that, and she said, quality time. And he was like, okay, quality time for me is like, go cutting, all this kind of thing. And she was like, quality time. I love Koshia's response. Quality time is as far as me and you are there. That's quality time.
Right.
And that's a good response. Now,
Hmm.
I do understand from that, my guy was now started falling in love with the fish. He was so into the fish that he was into the dates. How did that happen? How did you go from asking question, wanting to know the person to, oh, I love this fish. Oh, do you want to have the fish? Oh, this fish is fucking nice. Oh, I can't. This fish tastes great. Like,
Yes.
really? How would you go on a date and be more interested in the food than the person sitting right in front of you?
Well, he kind of remind me of Cherie on Ready to Make a Move. Remember when she was dating
Maurice.
Maurice? Yeah, and Maurice was like into the food, and not the conversation. You know, I think LaRon just loves to eat. You know what I'm saying? And by him being a bachelor, there's nobody over there cooking him no meals. He's too busy. He's for the streets. He want to be out there. You know what I'm saying? And he wants a woman that can be out there with him or give him a reason to stay home. You know, I didn't think that Patrice Patrice is too mature for him. You know what I'm saying? So I I enjoyed how she just sat back and just kicked back and just watched him eat. He's offering her food off his plate. And I mean, you could tell she barely ate her food. So, yeah, he was more interested in eating. He wasn't really interested in her.
That was that was not making sense. Like when I saw him talking about the food, like I was like, Jesus Christ. Even if I understand, I'm also a foodie, right? I
Yeah,
could go somewhere and fall in love with the food. I
right,
could find my taste bud like, this food is making me go mad. But as much as I know that this food is making me go mad, I still recognize that I'm on a date. I
right,
wouldn't make it so obvious that this food is so amazing. I'm pretty sure that she herself did like the food she was eating also,
right.
but she didn't make it because so many people have different way of reasoning. There's somebody that they go on dates and when it's time to eat, they just like to eat, like Maurice said.
Right,
When I go on a date, I just love to eat. When I'm eating, I just love to eat. I don't like to talk. Some people like that,
right,
right? And there's some people that love to talk while eating, just nipping little by little. And there's some that even love to discuss about how delicious the food is.
mm-hmm,
Dates are like that. But when you see that, okay, I've tried to talk about how delicious this food is, and my date is not really reciprocating, I think you should have taken a step back, understand that, okay, this is not the kind of person this person is. I'll take a step back and reevaluate and, do it nice. Like, it's good to always read the room because sometimes reading the room helps you in situations.
oh yeah,
When you read the room, you understand the emotions, you understand the faces, you understand what attitude everyone is bringing to the table. Then you know how to react rightly, which I thought he didn't do. He didn't read the room.
yeah. He was reading the plate, honey. That must have been some good fish. I mean, that was a lot of food on that plate. That looked like two plates, enough to feed 10. Like,
Ma-
it was a lot of food. And he said he was going
that
to
was
sit
really a
there.
big food. I
Yeah,
say it was really a big food.
yeah, but he said he was going to sit there and finish it. that killed me right there. He wouldn't even walk around. He said, I'm going to sit here and finish this. You taking
Oh
yours
my
to go?
god.
I'm going to sit here and finish this.
Ah,
He's a mess.
A very big mess. A very, very big mess. Oh, um, then we had this date where Jonathan decided to have a date with April. For me, I didn't understand why this date was happening because she said you didn't like the way her and Nika was literally asking you questions over
Right.
there. So why are you asking her on a date again? It was giving. I wanted to solidify the reason why I don't dislike why I dislike this lady. I want to solidify the reason why I want to send her home. That's what it was giving. This date shouldn't have happened
Right.
because you didn't love the way she was interrogating. What were you expecting to be done differently? I want to ask. What was he expecting? It's like this person has a bad attitude, or this person reacts this way when you do certain things. Then you are doing that same thing that brings out the very big reactions from the person. What were you expecting? The
Right.
sky to fall down and things to be different, or for God to be in that date and for it to be different?
Right. I mean, she did talk about her insecurities that she had within her past relationships and how it affects her some. You know, I mean, he wasn't really listening to her. He came there basically, like you said, to say, okay, well, she's one of the ones on the chopping block. So let me just see if I can bring the worst out of her, because he
Mhm.
wasn't interested in getting to know her. There was no connection, you know. So yeah, I just think this was a date of elimination.
I didn't like this. I didn't like this date happening. I didn't understand why it happened. I was surprised by this date, and it made me dislike Jonathan the more. It made me because you don't like the way she questioned people. You don't like the way she interrogates. Why are you on a date with her? Of course, she's still going to interrogate you.
Right.
Of course, it's like I went on a date with somebody and I didn't like how the date went, and you call me up for a second date and I'm going. The thing is, whatever I see on that date, I accept it with all my whole heart.
Hmm.
If it goes badly, I should accept it because I accepted the date happening. So don't be complaining if the date didn't go how you expected or you're expecting a miracle to happen. It was really, really upsetting. Like I really was upset by this date. Very, very. But moving forward, we had the guys met at the lounge and they asked who were the girls they like, and they mentioned a lot of girls and who were the girls they didn't like, and the most common names were Koshia and Alex, I'm sorry, and April. I wasn't surprised because I expected it. From the first scene of the episode, I expected that Koshia's name would be there, April's name was gonna be there. If their names were not there, man, that means it must have been a very big miracle. Or somebody must have done something worse for them not to be there. So I wasn't surprised. So they asked them to go on a date with them and choose who was not ready to love. And we had Alonso with Koshia. Now, this is the reason why I feel like Koshia has communication issues.
Hmm.
This date here. And I feel she's proud. She's proud.
Right.
I sensed a little bit of pride because how do you dislike the guy that was trying to even understand? He even apologized that okay, if what I said about the pregnancy scare offended you, which I feel like it was not even an offensive topic. It was not an offensive talk. It's not a topic that shouldn't be talked about. He even had tried to apologize. And you still picked offense in the way he delivered the message to you that you were still ready to love. Like, oh, you did not give me the criticism, the place I needed to work on. Like, I don't understand. What will you do, or what will he do that will make you say, okay, fine, he did an amazing job? This is where I feel like Koshia has communication issues and she's proud.
Right. I mean, I I wouldn't have like personally, I wouldn't have liked that comment. The do I like to be choked or spanked? I'm getting to know you. We're not on the subject of sex. That may be the
He was
10th
not
or
the
the
one that said
11th date.
sex. He was not the one that said it.
I thought he
He didn't
was the
talk,
one who said it.
he was not the one. He never said anything about sex.
Choking or spanking.
He didn't say anything about that.
Okay, I'm gonna have to rewatch it. You know,
Yes.
but if he didn't, I don't really see why she's offended. But if he did,
She said she was offended because he talked about her ovaries. That's when he talked about the pregnancy scare.
oh, okay, okay, yeah, well, yeah, she looks like she just has a few issues that she needs to work out. You know, if he's not your type, you know, then don't go out on a date with him. But I guess that's her way of trying to stay in the game. Let me go on this date and see how it happens and see how it plays out. But you could tell that she's not liking the date at all, you know. And when he told her, um, that the guys came to the conclusion that she was ready to love, she didn't seem happy about it. She seemed kind of offended by it. Like she doesn't even want to be there. So
No,
I
and the fact that she was still upset with Alonso, that Alonso didn't give her points, as in didn't point out the reasons why, or give her things for her to correct
right
about what the guy said about her. Why would he be saying the things the guy said? We had that kind of issues, I think two
before,
seasons ago,
yeah, before,
where somebody said something about what was said in the guys' lounge, and it became a big issue. So why would he make that same mistake again?
right. Whatever said in
I'm
the
pretty sure
men's
he didn't
lounge
watch it.
needs to stay there. Yeah, because they were saying that
Yes.
somebody was aggressive.
So
Mhm.
why was she expecting him to literally tell her what was said in the lounge? Why
Right.
was she expecting him?
Hmm. Yeah, but she
Well,
just,
let's see. You are saying?
no, I was just saying that she just didn't seem happy to be there.
Let's just see how it will play out, because I think next week we're going to get a more in-depth stuff on this social stuff, so we then know where everything is coming from.
Okay.
So let's wait till next week episode to see. And the way she walked off,
Mhm.
you know what? I know the chapter between Alonso and Koshia is closed finally, so let's just see how everything is going to play out. I'm sure that she will try to send him home
Oh, I'm pretty
in
sure.
the coming episode. There's a probability that she might try to send him home. The probability. Now, moving on. Lastly, Lamal decided to go on a date with April. I did not know why they chose Lamal to go on a date with April. I don't know. The guy doesn't know how to talk. But they chose Lamal to go on a date with April and let her know that she was decided they've decided that she was not ready to love and officially being removed from the show.
Right.
And she got pissed off and she was like, who the hell are you to tell me I'm not ready to love? And I'm like, this thing is, I've heard this in every season. Of course it's a normal thing when you're no longer, when they feel like they don't like you, of course they will tell you we feel like you're not ready to love. So I don't think it should have been a big issue for her when they told her she was not ready to love. But I understand she was pained. Nobody wants to leave the show like that. So I understand she was paying, although I did not understand why she had to go home, because I just felt like most of the guys she had conversations with, they were just insecure by themselves, or they were lying, or they were hiding things and they didn't want to be open. How would you be here and not be open and say things about you? You're trying to be vague, but still get the same results. It doesn't make sense. So I felt like most of the guys, in short, all the guys she spoke with were trying to be vague, they were trying to hide things, and they still wanted to get that open loveliness, cuteness, So I felt like the reason why she left was the kind of guys she went on dates with, the kind of conversations they had. If not for that, I don't think April would have been going home.
Right. This date was very intense. Here you have Lamar, who is not a lady charmer at all, has the wrong words coming out of his mouth all the time. You know, and when he's asked her, was she looking for love or a puppet? Like, that's kind of like a low blow. You know what I'm saying? No woman wants a puppet. Of course, every woman wants to be loved. You know, so he just insults, insults, insults. You know, yeah, April's a little rough around the ridges. There's we haven't really seen a soft side of her. You know, she's intentional and intense. You know what I'm saying? So Lamar, he was the wrong one to have this date with her because he just can't control himself. He seems like he's the type of man who will get in an argument with a woman, you know, and
Mhm.
he has a very slick mouth. He has to get the last word in. He always got to get his lick back. So childish. That's not a man. That's a adolescence. Like I said,
Telling you.
he's not one of my favorite people. You know, um, but I guess if somebody had to go, I guess it would be April. Because she hasn't shown any of her soft side. She came in
Yeah, that's what
showing
I
her
just said.
soft side. Yeah, she came in
Mm-hmm.
showing her soft side at the beginning. But somewhere around there, I guess she just
Somewhere
wasn't
along the
feeling
line.
it. Yeah, she wasn't feeling it. You know what I'm saying? And she was like,
Yes.
I'm gonna get to the bottom of this because if I'm gonna do it, it's gonna be intentional. I'm
Mm-hmm.
asking intentional questions, you know,
Yes.
and the right man will be able to
Because
handle these
nobody
questions
knows
and
nobody
answer
knows
it.
what nobody knows how bad she had it in her previous relationship. So I understand why she's
Right,
intentional.
right,
You learn from your lessons, you move on, then make sure you don't make the same mistakes you made the first time around. And I believe
exactly.
that's why she was intentional. And Miss
Yes,
Mame said on the comment section, saying, she said, imagine a man who failed at marriage twice, having the audacity. Chill. I didn't even make it this far in the episode. That's the thing
yeah.
that was even pissing me off. The way he always spoke and the way he was always talk. If all these things he was doing worked for him, why does he have two failed marriages?
Exactly.
All his spontaneity. Let's be spontaneous. Scream. Let me touch your body. If he worked for him, why did he have two whole failed marriages?
Maybe they're tired of being sex slaves because he sounds like that's what he wants.
It sounds like that's what he gets. He is trying to get. That's what he needs.
Jeez.
I
Yeah.
don't think he's interested in a wife or a
No,
girlfriend.
no.
He's interested in someone that will be on his bed 24/7, servicing him.
Not that to him is probably a perfect date.
That's what he said. He said it. He has said it in the first
Oh
episode.
God.
That's
Oh
for him is
God.
the most perfect date ever.
Oh my God. Jeez. Yeah, he's creepy. He's
He's
creepy.
cringy. I will be so disappointed. One thing I know is that I will be so disappointed if by next week, when the ladies have the opportunity to send someone home, I still see this guy on my screen.
Right. I mean, let's suppose that he was somebody's type there, right? Like, how would they
Yeah.
feel if he was having sexual conversations with everybody? You know what I'm
Because
saying?
it's true. Yeah.
Like, well, I wouldn't
Because
feel good about that.
every conversation he has turns sexual. It turns
Yeah,
sexual to every conversation.
yeah, I wouldn't feel good about that, especially if you're gonna be my forever, knowing that we've been on
Uh-huh.
the show and your every conversation you have with every woman has been sexual.
I will not be there like thinking, he's having,
Yeah,
is it, I'll be having fear in my heart. Oh, he's having conversation with the lady. Hope he's not turning into a sexual talk. Giving myself high blood pressure because of you.
exactly, exactly. So he's just there for a hookup.
He could have
Nothing more.
gone. There are a lot of places to go get that. Why?
Because it's a
Why?
hookup. It's a hookup and a check.
Why are you here? Why did you come to this TV show? Why?
And more
Tomorrow
exposure.
now, when people start coming for them, when people start, feeling disgusted by them, they're going on their comment section. I don't even think I follow any of them on Instagram. I think I need to even go follow them on Instagram. When people start coming for them, they will now be like, "Oh, you don't understand." Like, why would you go on TV that a lot of people, millions of people are watching this show, and you behave in this manner, like this, your manners, it's not pleasing to the eyes. Let it be
Yeah.
that you have at least a little bit of quality that are good, then it will just be that, okay, you are also sexual. There's some people like that. They are sexual, but they don't turn every conversation.
Right. Lamar just ain't got no class.
He
He
has no
does.
class. Yes, exactly.
Yeah. Just none at all. He's for the streets.
And these ladies are very classy, beautiful ladies.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
not their type. Absolutely not their type. Absolutely not their type. And I feel bad because
Yeah.
they have to waste their energy and time on someone like him.
Yeah. I'd like to see his interview.
But at the end of the day, overall, I enjoyed the episode. And I think I'm going to enjoy the season because it looks quite interesting. I love the dynamics of all the cast members. I love the different, as much as I'm complaining about some of them, they are most of their characters and mannerism makes the show interesting. So I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it too. I mean, their individual little dates, and this one is giving. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's
It's
giving.
making me
Yeah,
want to. Yeah, it makes me want to tune in for next week. So I'm definitely gonna tune in for next week.
yeah, it's interesting. It's not boring because truthfully, a lot of TV shows right now are giving boring
Right.
to watch.
Well, I think
A
it's
lot of
the
TV
the
shows.
mix the mix of all the people, and it's different personalities. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Some of them vibe together, and some of them clash. So it's good to see all of it.
Thank you guys for joining us today again for the recap of Ready to Love Season 9, Episode 3. Thank you, Miss Mermaid, for being in our comment section. Don't forget to like this video, guys. Click on the like button to like the video because the more you like, the more YouTube recommends this videos to other people to watch. And comment whatever thing you have, your thoughts you have about what we said on this video, you can put it in your comment section. I'll be surely going in the comment section and replying on what you're commenting about. And also don't forget to click on the subscription button down below to subscribe. We'll see you guys tomorrow for Love and Marriage DC.
Yes, for sure.
Join
I'll be
us.
there.
Join us tomorrow for Love and Marriage DC. Come back. Finally, it's coming back. It came back. So we're gonna be recapping the new episode of Love and Marriage DC. So join us tomorrow, same time, for for the recap of Love and Marriage DC. See you guys tomorrow. Have a nice day.
Bye.